Preparing live stream. Okay. Cool. I think we're on. Let me just
Okay.
quickly
Meeting
see.
is now streaming live via YouTube.
Can you see if we are?
I am just going to have a look. Please excuse me if random things come up on my YouTube.
Okay. I'm gonna assume we're live and I'm gonna
I'm going to
actually
assume so too. Oh, confirming we are live. We are live. Charlie says we are live. Hi, Wild.
Is this just every time? It's so funny. Okay, so happy spring equinox to everyone in the northern hemisphere. Happy autumn equinox to everyone down below. So we're obviously coming from the northern hemisphere. So I'm Yolandi and my lovely co-host.
Hi, I'm Karen. Happy Equinox, everyone.
Oh, we're so happy to be live again. We've done a few recordings over the last few months, and then yeah, we just felt cool to show up live tonight and to see what the magic does. So, ooh, we were just talking and quickly just like tuning in and catching up, and it's been a biggie. So I don't know where you are personally at the moment. I feel like I have turned myself over about 15 times this month and then like reflected. Da, da, da. It's been absolutely incredible. It's been huge and oh, it's been a lot. So, and I think a lot of you guys are feeling this at the moment. And I know, Karen, you've also had like a doozy month. So, yeah.
I feel like I've turned myself over 15 times just today.
Yeah,
It's
fair
been,
enough.
I was just in Yolandi, I saw a post the other day that said, here we are at spring equinox. It's a perfect time to reflect on how your goals for the year are going. And if you haven't moved very far this year, don't panic. And I was like, who hasn't moved very far this year? Because everyone I know is a different person now to who they were at the start of the year. And I think there has been so much shedding to get to where we are now for so many of us. And that can feel really hard because when we shed off those old skins, they get really tight and they feel really uncomfortable. And we see them as we have to wriggle out of them and all of that stuff. And it can feel really uncomfortable. And then the liberation when we shed them.
Mm.
And I think that, to me, that is how the year has been. That feels like it's how the year has been so far for everyone I'm working with.
Yeah. And I love that word liberation. Like that, oh, that feels big for me. That feels really juicy because I feel liberated. Like I'm literally feeling like everything's been like, everything's been crumbling. Like all my facades and last like little bits of like who I thought I was is just like falling to the ground now. And yeah, this crumbling is like a liberation. Like it really feels like it.
And I think it's really easy, isn't it, when we're in that place of the crumbling. It doesn't. I'm Charlie, the lovely Charlie, who is manning the comments or womaning the comments on YouTube tonight. She's on a crusade at the moment because one of my greatest spiritual triggers, if you like, is the Tower card in tarot. I had a bad first experience with the Tower card, and now every single time I pull it, I go, "Oh, it's the Tower card! Oh no!" And I must have pulled it about 30 times so far this year. And every time I do, I send either Charlie, Yolandi, or Charlie and Yolandi a picture of it and go, "Oh, it's the bloody Tower card again! Oh no!" And Charlie's on this crusade to make me remember what the Tower card is, because actually, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, the Tower card, it shows lightning striking a tower and the tower preparing to crumble. And that's how it feels, is that moment of sudden, unexpected, destructive change where it feels like everything is crumbling. And in that moment, we go, "Oh my God, everything has gone to hell. Nothing will ever be the same again. What am I going to do? All is lost." And the only part of that that's true is that nothing will ever be the same again. But what we have to remember, what Charlie has been reminding me of every single time I've pulled this card, is when the tower crumbles, we've still got the earth beneath us. And there are inevitably tiny little shoots of green that are coming up beneath the bricks and that are coming up ready to grow a new garden as we build the tower around it and upon it. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? The liberation comes when we realize that in releasing the old structures, we can build a new structure that actually works for us.
Yeah. Oh. And that's exactly where I feel like we're going at the moment, isn't it? Because there's this like the shedding, the movement, all of this, and if we keep resisting the falling, like it's gonna be hard. The shit's gonna fall on your feet. It's gonna hurt you. So if you just stand back and
Hmm.
let the tower go, then it's gonna be way easier. And I think like surrendering this year, has been one of my most precious like realizations, right? That resistance that I keep giving to change
Yeah.
is just creating all this suffering within my heart. And the minute that I'm like, okay, whoa, the shit just hit the fan, and then it's just like, oh, actually, it wasn't that bad. It
Yeah.
wasn't that bad. So this perceived drama that we create around this change that is happening within all of us, is going to make it harder for us,
Hmm.
right? And I do understand, like, we all have a lot of trauma, we all have a lot of stuff to look at, but when we step back into that space of observing what is happening and like looking through our hearts, oh, it just changes it so much.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the end of your world because your world is crumbling. That is
No.
so, it just feels really potent.
No. And I said you say we all have our trauma. I have done over the last year or so, I've been doing some really deep somatic trauma work on my own shit. And this year or last week actually it was, I released a big chunk of that. I did a really potent session where I released a big chunk of that. And that in itself was a crumbling.
Mm.
We forget, I think, sometimes that letting go of the defenses that have held us safe for so long is in itself a crumbling. And that is, we have to thank them. We have to thank those. I often talk with clients about the idea of us having a fort or a castle that keeps us safe. And we have to thank those castles because they have done a good job of keeping us safe. We built them up for a reason and they've been trying to keep us safe. And then respectfully and with lots of love, it's time for them to go. And when we rebuild whatever structure we're in through those eyes of love, like you say, we can rebuild something that is very different and that is
Yeah.
not rooted in that trauma, not rooted in pain, not rooted in fear, that is rooted in our power
Yeah.
and rooted in who we are and in what we want to create for ourselves and for this world.
And rooted in heart power, because that's the thing.
Mm.
It's like for me, it's been so evident like how my mind and my heart have been fighting for many, many, many freaking years, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm the poster child for that. And then that moment of like actually rebuilding from a heart perspective, that will then make our towers so much stronger because it's like it's
Mm.
coming from inside of us. It's coming from that authentic self, this like intuitive, wise self that is
Mm.
inside of us that knows how to create defenses that is not going to be restricting us, that's going to keep us safe and protect us from a heart-centered perspective.
Absolutely. And that's not, I think it's really important to remember that's not to say that our minds don't have a part to play in this, because they do. But it is to say that our minds are so easily changed. So often our minds are easily changed. And I don't know where this is coming from, but the mind template that we are working with now, 99.9 times out of 100 isn't ours. It's the one that's been imposed upon us. Whereas the heart template, that's much harder to shift. The heart template is much more authentic. So if we can build from our heart template, then over time that will change the mind template, because
Ooh,
the mind shifts easily. The mind is, the mind is plastic. It can be shifted. It can be molded.
yeah.
But how do I put this? The world will work very hard to try and change our minds, and it does a bloody good job of it. There is an awful lot of money spent and an awful lot of power and an awful lot of time and an awful lot of thought that goes into changing our minds. Actually, the only thing that should be creating those structures around and within us and creating those structures in here is here.
Oh,
It needs to come up from in here, and that's how we build it.
yes. Oh man, I love the way you put that. And it says exactly, if we inform the mind template from there,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And this is where I feel like, we keep speaking about like the new earth and like birthing the new earth and stuff. It has to come from there. It can't come from thinking here. Like the crumbling has to happen from this part here, and then we build up from here again.
And
Okay.
it can't come from here.
Yeah.
There are so many ideas out there that this new earth template is something that's going to be beamed into here. It's not how it works. Sorry, guys, it's not how it works because the only way you grow things is from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So actually, they come from the heart, yeah, but they also come from the womb space. They come from the root. That's where these things come from. And we need to sit our butts down on, if we want wisdom, if we want the insight that's going to help us to build, we don't get it from here. We get it from sitting our butts on the earth and tuning these beautiful hearts of ours into our roots, into our womb spaces, into the earth, and letting it all root up and grow out. That's the only way it's going to work.
And that ties so beautifully into our surprise that we want to share with you
Yeah!
guys. Because saying that is exactly what our beautiful, well, it's like a weekend workshop that we are hosting in September over the equinox or autumn equinox. And that workshop is going to be about how do you work with Gaia and reawaken Gaia within your body, taking that wisdom of the earth that is underneath us and bringing that into our bodies and realigning those templates, right? Like getting ourselves to work from that wisdom of the earth and understanding how to work with her in this unison. Okay, so yeah, the three of us, myself, Charlie, and Karen, are all going to be coming together in Glastonbury, and we are inviting you, if you feel called, to come and join us for an in-person live, sitting in a room with us, going onto the land, working with us, creating some like huge ass magic, and yeah, that's going to be then. So if you guys are interested, we will be posting some links in our like group site and stuff, and we'd absolutely love to have you there.
Yeah, we'd love it if you. We're really excited. This is the first time the three of us have worked together in this way. And well, it won't be the first time. It is the first Project Earthwork specific event that
Yeah.
we will have done together in person, all three of us. And we do have a little sneaky event before then that is specifically for a group of people that Yolandi is working with. But this is the first ever kind of weekend session we've ever done. It's the first ever workshop that the three of us have done. There's going to be all of the usual stuff that you have come to know and love from us, you know, your meditations, your energy activations, your channelings. There's also going to be a bit of us sharing all of the various wisdom and insights that we've gained through our work with the land, through our work with our own bodies, through our work with spirit. It's going to be, you know, we're going to be forming a really deep ritual space. And as Yolandi says, we will be working in the very centre of Glastonbury, which of course is known as the heart chakra of the world. And then we'll be heading out onto the land and connecting directly with the land and, you know, really looking to give back to the land as much as anything else. We'll be working with the song lines of the earth, the bloodlines of our own ancestry. We'll be working with the ley lines of the earth and our own nervous systems. And we'll be working with the consciousness of the earth, with the waterways of the earth and the consciousness that is held within all of us. And we'll be doing a lot of work to reawaken that sense of Gaia within us, as well as our connections to Gaia. It's going to be incredible. And I'm so excited for it. So I would love it if you could join us. It would be
Yeah.
wonderful.
So just check out our website. There's you will see the links on the Project Earthwork website. We'll also post them underneath the video, and we'll share on social media. So if you're following us, and you can book your tickets there. And yeah, so it's the Saturday and then Sunday as well. And we're going to be there on the equinox. So I mean, this is going to be like a powerful time as well, opening, working with those portals and everything. And yeah, so we're so excited. So we'd love to have you there. Space is limited, so get your butts into there and like get a
Yeah.
ticket and book, and we'll share that with you guys as well. Okay, so I just had to throw that in because when you were talking about it, I'm like, yes, that's what we're gonna be doing.
I didn't even do it on purpose. You'd think we'd
I
plan this. We'll literally just rock up and talk.
I'm like, segue, come on, let's do this. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna go in tonight. Like we've been speaking now about like, you know, all of this stuff that we spoke about. I think in true our fashion, we have an inkling, but we are gonna allow ourselves just to be guided tonight and just to see what exactly it is that we need to bring through and what we need to share with you guys. And yeah, just enjoy the ride. I mean, Karen, is there anything else?
Yeah, just enjoy the ride. Let's see where we go. Get comfy, and let's see where we go.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so yeah, so I am just going to hand over to you and perfect.
Lush. Okay, so wherever you are, and you know whatever you're up to, just if you can take a moment now to close your eyes, to get yourself comfy, sitting or lying down, and to just bring yourself to focus on your breath. And as you breathe, let's just allow ourselves to let go of the day. Whatever time it is where you are, let's just come into this moment, letting go of what has been before, letting go of what is to be after, knowing that all of those things will still exist. But for right now, we step outside of them and we step just into this moment and focus on the in and the out of our breath, letting ourselves come all the way into our bodies, all the way into the space that we're occupying, all the way into this place of connection. And on the out breath, just releasing and letting go of anything and everything that doesn't need to be in this space with us. And as you continue to breathe, let's start, as we always do, by calling in that circle around us. And we call it in this sacred, beautiful, safe space as a portal way around us, turning first tonight to the north and to the earth, calling out to the trees and the plants, to the animals, to the mountains, to the caves, to the rocks. We call out to those great guardians that are the trees that have stood tall and firm on this land and on this wider earth for longer than any of us have been alive. We call to their root systems that connect to one another in a great network of wisdom, of heritage, of knowledge, back through so much of time, through so much of our history and beyond. To the north and to the earth, we invite them to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work that we do together. Welcome. And then turning to the west, we call to the west and to water, to the whales and to the dolphins, who are the keepers of the consciousness that is held in the rivers and the streams, in the oceans and the lakes. We call to the ebb and the flow of the tides, to the cleansing and the nourishment of the rains, to the release and the emotion of the tears, to the depths and the reflection of the great lakes that are so prevalent on this planet. We call to the water, and in so doing, we call to our own consciousness, to the consciousness of this planet, to the consciousness of this universe, remembering that the water was here before us. The water will remain after us. To the west and to the water, we invite them to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work we do together. Welcome. And then we turn to the south, and we call to the south and to the fire, to passion, to action, to creativity, to illumination, and to warmth. We call to those first sparks of an idea. We call to the gentle bonfires that our ancestors would gather around, that we may gather around together to keep us safe, to share in our stories, to share in our wisdom, to share in our knowledge of who we are and of who we can be. We call to the great wildfires that raise it all to the ground. We call to the candle flames that illuminate a path forward for us on even the darkest of nights. We call to the dragons, those great guardians of all that is pure upon this earth, of the great wisdom, of the great power. We call to the volcanoes, to the flowing fire that has shaped our lands and shaped our earth. To the south and the fire, we invite them to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work we do together. Welcome. And then we call to the air and to the east. We call to the clouds, to the winds, to the dancing butterflies on the breeze, and to the birds themselves. We call to the power of our breath, its ability to anchor us into each and every moment, and its ability to carry us forward into the next moment and the next, knowing as we do that whatever transitions we are going through, we need only ever focus on the next breath and trust that it will carry us forward. We call to logic, to wisdom, and to inspiration. We call to intuition and to the deep, powerful knowings. To the east and to the air, we invite them to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work we do together. Welcome. And we draw that circle around ourselves by north, by west, by south, by east, by north, by west, by south, by east, by north, by west, by south, by east. And as we draw this circle around us, we call in a circle of protection, a circle that is drawn through time and space, so that whenever and wherever you watch or listen to this, you know that you are held within this space, within this safe and sacred space that is our ritual space, that is the portal through to the great primal mothers and to all that is to unfold for us and with us and this time on this night. And into that space we call our guides and our helpers, our teachers and our inspirers, our ancestors of blood, of soul, of stars, of heart and of lineage. We call out to our guides and our helpers. We call out to all of those who have walked this earth, all of those who have walked every planet upon this solar system, all of those who have walked this universe before and who will walk this universe after. We call to our own souls through all directions of time and space, and we ask that they may join us, our deepest power and our greatest wisdom, as we call to the centre, to soul, to space, to spirit and to ether, and we call in the wisdom and the power of soul, the love and the guidance of spirit, the vast, limitless potential of space, and the great, deep mysteries of ether. To the centre, to soul, to space, to spirit and to ether, we invite them to join with us, to work with us and to bless this time, this space and this work that we do together. Welcome. And as we sit in the very centre of this circle, see us sitting in that place of spirit, of soul, of space, of ether, in that vast, limitless blackness that is possibility. That is the great cosmic womb from which all things are born. Feel us moving here, being held within this great cosmic womb, rooted as we are into Gaia, connected as we always are into Source, the tree roots that grow out of us, that anchor us in this earth, the great beam of light that moves from us, anchoring us into Source, as we are held, always held, in that place of possibility where all things are possible and nothing is quite yet tangible. And in this space, I call out to those great primal mothers who wish to speak with us, to connect with us and to work with us this evening. I invite them to join with us. And as they step forward and prepare to speak with us, they ask that we, each and every one of us, share our hearts, the love, the power, the wisdom and the compassion that lives within them to all those who need it most, across our own lands, across our own planet, and beyond, in all directions of time and space, that we may beam our hearts together, the great love-filled, heart-centered wisdom that each and every one of us carry within the depths of our souls and within the greatest part of our bodies, that we beam it together, that together we may form a great crystal that is the very center of this compassionate power, that we may rise from all that was and all that will be again, from the great species, the great beings, the great civilizations of our planet, that heart-centered crystal that can beam that compassion, that empathy, that wisdom to all that walk upon this earth and beyond, that can give the love in the moment to all those that need it, that can be the hand that holds in the dark, that can be the voice of compassionate reason that whispers in the ears that need to hear it, that can guide, that can support, and that can care. And as we beam our hearts into this crystal, see this crystal as it grows brighter and brighter, larger and larger, as it powers the hearts of the world, as it reaches to the hearts of all. And as our hearts stay connected to this crystal, as our hands stay connected to one another, as our roots stay connected to the earth, and as our womb space stays connected to this great cosmic womb, I step aside and I invite those who wish to step forward and speak with us to do that now. If at this time you wish to bring yourself back into your body and open your eyes, feel free to do that. But equally know that it's perfectly fine to simply listen with your eyes closed and allow this message to filter into your being. Thank you. much has been lost, they say, but naught was ever lost. Not when it still remains in the blood, in the body, in the very cells that encapsulate your being, that encapsulate every part of your world. The lost wisdom, as they say it, was hidden in the trees. The lost wisdom, as they say it, is shared through the voice of the birds. The lost wisdom, as they say it, can be found in the colors of the flowers that grow from the earth and bring forth once again all that needs to be seen. You are not asked to decipher any of these messages. You need not look at them and understand the language of them, for who among you can speak the song of the larks? Instead, you are asked simply to be in your body, to take each step with your eyes and your ears and your hearts and your hands wide open, to allow those other languages to be spoken unto you, knowing as you do that while the understanding of them consciously has been lost, the knowing of them has not. The knowing of them remains within you and will continue to bring to the fore all that you need to know and understand, will continue to bring to the fore all that must be known and understood. You seek, all of you, answers from books, from the searches you do on the computers that take all of the knowledge and all of the answers and all of the learning in all of the world, and yet you do not seek the knowledge that is greatest at this time. You do not seek the knowledge that has to their eyes been hidden. They thought it had vanished. They thought it had been submerged, never to be seen again. They thought the same of you, did they not? And yet here you are, standing tall, standing firm, standing bright and radiant. And there is the knowledge also, standing with, alongside, and before you. You must simply be willing to take it in. You must simply be willing to relinquish your sense of control and of logical understanding. For then, and only then, will you come to understand all it has to share. Pay attention, dearest, as this season rolls in and rolls forward. Sit with the nature. Sit with the growing, or sit with the diminishing. Wherever you are in the world, the codes and the messages are held in nature and are held in your body. Call out now to the ancestors, to us, the first and original ancestors of the world, from whose wombs all were birthed, and to those that have lived in the times since, to those that are of the golden road of the womb lines for all of us. Call to the earliest among us and know that many, many more will come alongside us. Call to the grandmothers that you recognize, that you know and that you love, and know that many more will stand beside them. Know the lineage of this mother, the lineage of this knowing, the lineage of this wisdom goes back more deeply than any amongst the learned community have even begun to consider. And know that while we, those ancient ones, have this wisdom, can speak this wisdom, could share with you verbally this wisdom, we know that it will not be fully understood on the conscious level at this time, and so we ask our companions to share it with you. We ask the guardians that agreed to hold this wisdom to share it with you, and in so doing, we call it forward. In so doing, we awaken it within you. Do you feel it now through the timbre of the voice with which I am speaking, awakening in your cells a knowing, a remembrance, an awareness to connect with all that is in the natural world and all that is within your being and your body, as you connect with that which you have always unknowingly known, to connect with that which has always lived and thrived within you. Gone are the days of our diminishment. Gone are the days of our submergence. Gone are the days of our voices being stolen, of our hearts being stolen, of our wombs being stolen, of our hands being stolen. Now is the time for the reclamation. Stand together in your circle and look as you do at the hands you hold in your own. Look as you do at the sight of the voices as they spring forth and sing and cry out and exclaim. Look as you do at the eyes that stare into the center of the circle and see what is within them. See the potential for shaping, for speaking, for creation. See the potential for being, for loving, for learning. See the potential for teaching, for growing, for coming together and moving the earth into all that she is requiring of at this time. And moving your own perception, your own experience into all that you desire at this time. The old ways cannot be sustained. The ancient ways are returning, and with them the knowledge that only the most recent of generations can bring in order to bring forth the change that is needed for the world at this time. Go gently from this cosmic womb. Go gently back to the earth in which you reside. Go gently out into the world where you take your footsteps. Go gently onto the stages on which you will speak. Go gently into the studios in which you will paint. Go gently into all that you do and all that you are, and know that together we are a force that cannot be reckoned with. Know that you have behind you the grandmothers, the wombs, the hands, the hearts, and the eyes of all those that have come before. That this is a mission that has blessed, that this is a mission that will thrive. Good day, and God bless to all that you are. Blessings.
So just coming into your body now as you sit here in this beautiful circle, surrounded by the energies of those that walked before us, those ancestors that have guided us right back to this space where we have been longing to find ourselves for such a long time. Aretaki na hela sho. Handua takera sikiate. As you stand in this circle, matarahi okundawa, and you know that your heart, malasekurasiake, have been waiting, tataike, to take the invitation, to move into the next spiral of life that is awaiting you right now. So as you stand here in the circle today, and you start to tune into your heart space right now, allow yourself to feel the space within your body, between your wings, the space to the back of you, to the front of you. Allow yourself to feel this open space within your body right now. As we call in the ancient templates of our hearts that are waiting to awaken again to the wisdom of our own planet and the ancestors that are guiding us at this point in time. Allow this space within you to soften. Allow all resistance that is within you at this point in time to melt like water, to go down into the earth right now. Feeling your entire body softening. And as that energy comes from the heart of the Great Mother, underneath our feet, as she pushes that energy up into our hearts right now, and we allow that energy to reawaken, this magic that we have kept within us for such a long time. As that energy awakens deep within you again, allow it to break down the walls now, that you have built, to keep yourself safe in this world that has not allowed us to speak from our hearts anymore. This world that has taught us that we are so removed from our own intuitive wisdom. And the Great Mother reminds you again tonight that you have all of this within your heart space, and that you can create your own ways of protecting yourself, so you can move out into this earth right now, into this world, and beam this light from your heart again, so that you can share this with those who need it, with those brokenhearted out there, but you always start with you. You start with you right here, right now, as you are stood here in the sacred circle together tonight. As you are stood here, filling yourself with the great healing energy of this planet, and with the activation of the deepest remembering that every single one of us brought in with us, that have been taken away from us, but they cannot kill this knowing. They cannot take away this knowing. They cannot stub out the fire within every single one of us. And this is not a fire to be used for destruction, but this is a fire used to fuel the love that we have within us and to bring that out back into the world. So as you take back that light within yourself right now, as you start to open yourself up to receiving na tuata hia kenda hia kara seki, the influx of this wisdom that is coming to you, no tuata tahia kanda hia kara seti arana hia ke, absolutely in tune no tuarasi kia tatahia ke with your soul frequency muandala sikura sia ke rasianda. Every single one of you matorosuanda hia ke la shunduata carry a frequency within you no tutahia ke within your cells matutanawata hia ke ala shatarasa, that in its own unique way maturatia te kia sen hooks into natahio kola sikia te, this frequency of our mother of the earth. Mutwanda tahia la shontoro sondo ake atata. And if you allow your heart matotahia kenda to open up to the soul frequency matahia ko, to open up to the earth frequency mutuala hia ke, this marriage matahia ke of these frequencies matotahia ke la shondata informs your cells within your body matotahia ungarasia ke la shondo ko hia keta. And this mataya kerasia totaya ngerasia kele shunduata leads to an activation within you, matorahio kurosohia ke, that amplifies this energy of divine love that you carry back into this world. Wasundahia kurasoia kesata nuatara ian dekilishia dorase. So as you allow yourself now, notorotu ataki atereki andala ita yanda kuraniama, helo shundu ataki reshona tayo talikia keresatahi, anuatara inalehia matakira sekiata. And as we expand this energy, matayoko, this beautiful, beautiful heart template, mutuatatahia ke, out into your field, out into your energy field right now. Motuata iangasa kiake asorasia la shatorosuana ta era shenda hirasikia sa sekiata. Allow that to grow around you. Motuara sekianda sekula she kurasia se asenda yake. And as you get your cells na tarayongora sakiate ototana watakia la shanda toturasiate, to start tuning into these beautiful frequencies of deepest remembering. And my guides are showing me how this the vibration of our cells will amplify the voices of your soul muanda keke. So as your soul comes through motutuana tataheke and speaks to you matutanda watakiala shundarase, that soul wisdom that you have brought through matutuana tahiake from many lifetimes, so much learning, all of that wisdom that you have culminated mututuanta kiatere hiangerasia kiate la shondahi arasiate andatahiake, that can be activated now. You can take this mutuatakiate and utilize it to give back. Mutuanatakia rasakiate no tu. But you have forgotten that warasiki andatahiako, your soul mutuala sekundakiake and your heart mutuala sekirikiate tanahiake works together. Mutuana kera shundoloa tarahia kendahioko. This pathway that you are embarking upon now, where so many of you are walking back into your real, authentic, realist self, this scary path where you are dropping all the masks and the cloaks that have been keeping you safe, those protection mechanisms that you have put around your heart that has not been serving you, that has been blocking you off, so you could survive. No more. We now create protection that is lightful. We now create protection that can drag us back out into the world, so we can walk this pathway that our souls can so clearly see. And let that be held by your heart. Let that be held by your fire inside of you. Mua nase kura sekia la ishundu atarahikia te la sha hinia sa mahanda hotua tarahia ke la shundu atarahi ashuna uate kia sitahia te rasianda handalehikia sama seku ashundu atarahia ke sa naha Helisha Mase. So as we tie Matatahela Shondohora se all of the strands together now, Matorotuana Kiakela Shondu Atakiate and Datahiake, and start the activation. Matalehiante Rasukiate Tano Toota Yateratiate Amasakia na Torutuatata Elishuana Rasikuama Hishunawala se Tahia Kundawa. Hindia tarase kiasa la shoto sa uatena maheke hashunawa a matekihate hasala se kuruso. And so take a deep breath now into this heart space. Masekusa. Feel yourself connected back into the earth. Muandatake sunwatake. Feel yourself and that soul clarity right now. That pathway in front of you, informed by this deep, deep soul knowing. Allowing your cells now to start this beautiful, beautiful process of taking in this deep knowing, this deep light. The strengthening of your heart that you are going through right now. Haresi, all of these challenges that this year might present, all of these big changes that is lurking in front of us, this darkness, this unknown that is waiting for all of us. Motuana tahiake sahenda. When you start to look at all of what is happening around you and in front of you and ahead of you, and we ask matalahengu asakera siande, that you tune into this space, that you tune into the heart wisdom, the intuitive wisdom that you know you have. And every situation that is coming, that is still coming, because there will be so many shifts that we are going to be going through. Allow yourself, please allow yourself to tune in there from this heart space, from this soul wisdom space that you are cultivating at the moment, this precious space that we have not had access to for such a long time. The earth is asking of us now to really remember how we worked with her before, to really remember that she has always been the one championing our intuition and our heart wisdom. That's all she ever wanted. She has literally been standing there waiting for every single one of us to remember to lead from our hearts again. And she has watched for centuries as we have been leading from our minds, as we have been moving further and further and further away from her. And now she's seeing us coming back, and she is jubilant and she is happy and she is waiting to literally hold your hand as you step into the new chapter of navigating with this beautiful heart of yours. Know that you are supported, that your ancestors are stood behind you, that the ancients, the primal mothers of this planet, is working with you every single step of the way. And from all of this, the new will rise. From all of this, we will be building more beautiful things that will be aligned for everyone to participate in. Motuanda kero se andake salashi. Hasana hio kuata hiake. Drase kunda ke la shia se tuanate ramahi kunate. Ashevero sua sekiate. Ula watena, ula hi mate, ula he shanduatake, ula sekuna wate rama. Ulawe tanahi ka ia tena se kiara se kuatake. Halesha noa take amata e verasia tuana ke. Halesin dahi kiato. Dahi kurana ke. Sotoata. And just allow yourself to be here for a moment. To sit in this heart space. And if there's anything that your soul needs to share with you about your path going forward, allow that to drop into your heart tonight. Allow yourself to be guided, fully guided by your gorgeous soul. Watanahiake. Ndiapate kula. Ndiapate kula sweta. Warasikiana. So as we anchor in the codes, as we anchor in the light, Daindahi, as you know that every single little bit of you, Tonotuake, pulsating to the new frequencies coming in, Matuanatakiate, the openness within you, Matanahikiate, the receptivity, Nataike. Allow yourself to celebrate that. Know that you are held, that you are guided, and that you are protected. Nduatakila shiondahiake, harasekianda, handale suna wateki. Okay. So just take a moment now as you stand here to feel yourself really being pulled back into the space, back into the room, back into your body right now. All of the parts and pieces of you that needs to come back into this reality, back into 3D right now. Just feel all of that coming in. Feel your body relaxing into these energies that has been woken up inside of you. Know that you are, over the next few days, really just needing to take some time to integrate this, allowing your body to calibrate and to move into the space of the new energies that has been given to us, that is gifted to us by our Great Mother. And as we stand here now, I just want you to take a moment to thank her, and just pour your love into the ground now. Just pour from your heart exactly what you can give tonight. And just let it go down into the center of her. And to let her understand how much we care. And also know that you being here, this act of courage to live your life in a different way, this act of courage to show up in a way that is completely different to what you have been taught and shown to be right. This is such a gift back to her. The fact that you are willing to work with these energies again, to embrace this deep knowing, this deep wisdom. This speaks so much. This speaks volumes about you as a person. And it is a gift. And all this love that you have for her, this feeling inside of you that you know this is the right thing to do. And dotaiake. So give your love back to her every day. Remember that she is the Great Mother of all of us. And so let us treat her like that. Let us love her. Let us give back to her. Because she is the keeper of all of the wisdom. All of the wisdom of this cosmos, of the ancients, of everything. She holds that for all of us. So give back to her. Allow your heart to be for her as well. Muataki naki. Okay, harasendayako. So feel yourself fully back into your body right now. Back into your heart space. Back into your mind space. Manotake. So as we thank all of the beautiful energies and the ancestors As we thank our souls tonight, as we thank our great mother, Handaikia. And as you take this moment now to really just give some thanks to yourself as well, Matai Kundwa Keke. And as we close our circle now with so much gratitude, and know that you're safe now as you walk out here, that you are guided and protected, and that you are walking this path of your heart once again, once again. So as we close the circle now, miswanda ke andekera endosa kwa ele shumatre avaseke ananda watalahe andasosora sokota. Shetwatana he la shiburas wakareseki. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just start to move your body and your fingers and your toes and allow yourself to come back into the room. Allow yourself to come back into your body fully, back into the space. And take a deep breath in and out. And slowly, slowly come back, come back, come back. Okay.
I don't know if anybody else felt it, but I could literally feel the buzzing vibrations through every bit of that. So I think it's been a really powerful day energetically anyway, and it still is a really powerful day. And I think that was a really powerful, whatever just came through was a really powerful transmission. So please go gently with yourselves as you move through. Sorry, Lagatha's nudging my headphones. Please go gently with yourselves as you move through the rest of today and as you move into tomorrow.
Yeah. And just know our bodies are moving through these changes now. So you have to support yourself. So drink your water, like spend time in nature, like like the great mother said, like that's where all the magic is. Like the codes are there, the frequencies are there. That's why we need to keep going back. That is where everything is for us. And
Hi.
Lagatha agrees.
Lagatha agrees. We have a little Lagatha visit. Yeah, 100%. And with that, thank you for saying that, Yolandi, because as you know, I immediately forget what has come out of my mouth when I channel. But that I think that's really poignant. Look for the signs in nature over the next few days. You don't need to know what they mean. That's not for us to consciously discern. We just need to look for them and to recognize them, and you'll know them because they'll hit you here and they'll hit you here. You'll know them because they will not let you ignore them.
Yeah.
And just let them speak to you as they need to.
And I feel like I just want to say it's also like it's time for us to celebrate our connection to Earth. It's time for us to celebrate our hearts and our intuitions again and just embrace it, because it's been taken away and shamed for so long, and it's time now, like reclaim that. This is a reclamation of our connection to the earth now. It's like a reclamation of our hearts and our souls and everything, and a reclamation of our planet, like this beautiful planet of ours.
Yes.
So like really take this to heart and move with her. She wants us to be there. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Right. Oof. Okay.
Wow.
So so that's goodbye from me. I'm out.
That's us. Remember, if you have stumbled across us, or if you are a frequent visitor but you don't yet subscribe, then give us a subscribe, give us a like, share this if you enjoyed it, share it with people. If you want a journey with us in Glastonbury this September, check it out on the website. Charlie has already been posting to socials because she's incredible.
Thanks,
Check it out on the
Charlie.
website. And yeah, Glastonbury is just a lovely place to be for a few days anyway. So if you haven't been there, if you just want a couple of days away to yourself, join us in the midst of it. It'd be lovely. Yeah. And thank you, Charlie, for holding the space for us and for everything that you do as well. And
Thanks,
thank you,
Charlie.
Yolandi.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Have a beautiful month. We will be back in April again sometime. We will see what we need to do in April.
Who knows when?
Who knows? But we will definitely see you guys in April. And yeah, and just yeah, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for really yeah, just always being here and for your commitment also to this like cause, right? Like our Mother Earth cause.
Mm.
So please yeah, just share, and like if there's anyone you know who might like benefit from our work here and these meditations, please share with them as well. Okay, fabulous. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you next month.
Bye.